first thing you need to do is you need to go to aplusstudents.com. You need to go to the website. Once you're on the website, you select mathematics as the subject. This is a grade 3 lesson, and the name of the topic is number and comparing. Okay, I'll give you the chapter number and the lesson number. The chapter number is 1 and the lesson number is 9. So we are doing chapter number 1, lesson number 9, and the name of the lesson is compare numbers. Okay, so before starting this topic, good afternoon, Rebecca. Let's go to the chapter 1, lesson 9. Okay, what we need to do is we need to find, okay, we have 3 cases, right? We have 3 signs: greater than, less than, and equal, right? If we are considering these 3 signs, how would we know which one is greater than, which is less than, and which is equal, right? So if, okay, hi everyone, welcome to the class. Okay, so if I write 2 numbers over here, if I would say 3 and 4, we know that 3 is less than 4, right? So we can say 3 is less, right? Sorry, we can say 3 is less than 4. But in mathematics, what we use is we use symbols. See, these 3 symbols at the top, I've highlighted them in a yellow box. We consider the open mouth towards the bigger value. The open end is always towards the bigger value, right? That means if we consider this as an alligator mouth, it would be always open towards the bigger value. So we can say 3 is less than 4 because the open end is towards the bigger value and the close pointed end is towards the smaller value always, okay? But if I change the statement, if I write this as 4 and 3, can we say 4 is greater than 3? Agreed. That means in this case, the open end would be used in this way because 4 is greater than 3 and 3 is less than 4. These are the 2 different ways how we can read the inequality. This is known as inequality, okay? That is not equal. Okay, so let's look at some questions and let's see which sign we can use. Okay, let's get some pictures. I'll just screenshot some pictures. Okay, if we say that in these given questions, if this set of picture is given to us, okay, let's say this is question 1 and this would be question number 2. In question number 1, we have number of bees. Sorry. Sorry for that. So which number of bees is greater? The bees on the left side is greater or the number of bees on the right side are greater? Let's count them. Can we say these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and these were 5, right? So can we say 5 is We can, yes, we can say 6 is greater than 5, right? That means this number of bees is greater than this number of bees. Agreed? We can say 6 is greater than 5. Let's suppose for question number 2, if we have certain number of butterflies. Okay, if these two numbers of butterflies are given to us, so the butterflies in the first set of, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 butterflies over here, right? These are 7 butterflies. And in the second box, we have 6 butterflies, right? So which value is greater? 7 is greater or 6 is greater? We can say, can I say 7 is greater than 6? But if someone would say 6 is less than 7, either ways it's a correct statement, right? So we always make the open end towards the bigger value. We say 7 is greater than 6. That means the box on the left side has 7 butterflies. The box on the right side, no, this is 8. Sorry, these were 8, right? My bad. I did not count. I supposed if these were 8, so we can say 8 is greater than 7 or 7 is less than 8. Agreed? Yes, 7. So always it's off towards the bigger value. So we can say if these were 7 and these were 8, so this is greater. The box on the right has more, right? Yeah, my bad. Mistake. My counting mistake. That is 8. Okay, I corrected that. Thank you so much. Okay. For the next one, for the next question, let's see. Let's pick up another set of values. If I would say, okay, just a moment, let me screenshot. Okay. For question number 3, if we have number of snails, okay, if we have certain number of snails in question number 3, so which side would have more number of snails? If this was our question number 3, if these were 4 and these were 3, so we can say, yes, 8 is greater than 7. So this is exactly what written. 8 is greater than 7. Okay? Or 7 is less than 8. Exactly the same thing written. Okay? For question number 4, it says 4 is greater than 3. Whichever value is greater has the open end. So we can say this box has more beetles than the other box. Yes? Okay. For question number 4, if these were 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 sunflowers, and these were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So can we say 5 is less than 6? The open end would always be towards the more value, greater value. Okay? Do we agree? We can say 5 is less than 6. 5 is less than 6, or we can say 6 is greater than 5. Agreed? Either ways, it's correct. Okay. Moving ahead to the next. No, Ethan, The close end is always, okay. Ethan, you wrote 6 is less than 5. This is false because this cannot be true. Whatever is greater will have the open end, will be open, right? Agreed, Ethan? Thank you, May. Thank you, Aiken. Okay. No. Aiken, you are again writing the same thing. You are writing the same thing. You are writing 6 is less than 5. That is false, right? Please don't write this. You need to use this. Or what you can type is, rather than typing this, just write 5 is less than 6. Okay? If you cannot find the other sign, just simply write 5 is less than 6. If you cannot find this, 5 or 6 is greater than 5. If you cannot find this, write this. No, Ethan, you're writing 7 is greater than 8. The open end, this is the open end, right? This is the open mouth. The open side comes always towards the bigger value. In this case, 7 is less than 8. 8 has the open side. So wherever this, okay, so wherever it's an open mouth, that is the bigger value. Do we agree? Okay, no problem, no problem. Okay, we're just clarifying things. We're learning over here. Don't worry. So this is just an explanation, not a question. Okay. Okay, let's move ahead. Yes, it was backwards. Not a problem, not an issue. Okay, let's get some more questions. Okay, if I would copy these two, maybe these four. Okay, going back, question number 5. I'll relabel these. Okay, just give me a minute. This is question number 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, for question number 5, this is question number 5. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We can say this is 5, and these were 2. So we know that 5 is greater than 2, right? We can say 5 is greater than 2, or we can say 2 is less than 5. Either ways, it would be correct. No problem, Ethan. It's just a typing error. I did also, right? In this counting, I wrote 6 over here. So that's fine. It's perfectly fine. Okay. So let's try question number 6. How many fishes on the left side? We have 2 fishes on the left side. How many fishes on the right side? 2. Yes. Yes, that's correct. 5 is greater than 2, or someone can also say 2 is less than 5. It would be the same, right? What about question number 6? Which sign should I be using over here? Which value is greater? Which value is greater in question number 6? See, we can see, yes, 2 fish on this side. We can see 2 fishes on this side. That means neither of them are greater. They are equal number of fishes. Yes, thank you. For question number 7, we can say we had 3 apples and we had 1 apple. 1 is less than 3, right? So whichever value is less gets the closed end. That means 3 apples are more in number than 1 apple. Means this is greater. Yes, thank you. Thank you, May. Moving ahead. It's okay, Ethan. Let's focus. Gradually, you'll know everyone, okay? What about question number 8? Rebecca, what about question number 8? In question number 8, we have 4 candies and we have 2 candies over here. So which number is greater? Nate, is 4 greater or 2 greater? Yes, thank you, Nate. We would say 4 is greater than 2. That means the number of candies on the left hand side are more than the number of candies on the right hand side. Yes, thank you so much. Okay. Moving ahead to the next questions. Okay, the next questions would say, just a moment, please. Let me copy the next questions. This was question number 8. Let's move on to question number 9. So if this is our question number, okay, let's just copy this. This is our question number 9. If we say this is our 9, 10, and 11. So in question number 9, we can count the number of flower pots, right? Or pots, simply the plant pots. That would be question number 10 and question number 11. So we can say we have how many pots on the left side? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. How many pots on the right side? 4 pots. You need to practice more to get the score higher. Okay. So which is greater? 5 is greater or 4 is greater? We know that 5 would always be more than 4, right? 5, yes, thank you, Ethan. That means 5 is greater than 4 or 4 is less than 5. Yes. Question number 10. There are 4 trees on the left side. There are 4 trees on the right side. That means none of them are greater because they have equal number of trees. That's why we put an equal sign, because these number trees and these numbers of trees were exactly the same. Yes, May. 5 is greater than 4, or someone else can say 4 is less than 5. It would be exactly the same thing. Okay. Let's move ahead to question number 11. What can we say for question number 11? There are 3 trees over here. On this side, 3 trees, and on this side we have 2 trees. So can we say 2 is less than 3, right? 2 is a number that is less than 3. Agreed? So what we can say is 2 is less than 3 or 3 is greater than 2. Do we agree? Okay. Let's start off with this question. Okay, which sign makes this statement true? I'll just reuse this. 3 is greater than 2, right? And someone might say 2 is less than 3. So we cannot object on either of these statements, right? Because either of them are true. Okay, I'll just rewrite this. Which sign makes the statement true? 27 and 28. 1 minute. If this is our question number 12, and we have 27 and 28. So, which is greater? Is, yes, 20. We can say 28 is greater than 27. That is still true, right? Or someone might say 27 is less than 28, and this statement is also true. So when we need to put the sign, what we do is the lesser value has the closed end and the greater value would always have open side, right? This sign is known as inequality. Okay, let's see. For the next question, question number 13, they're asking us, we have the numbers 948, 949. So which number is greater? When it's a 3-digit number, we can see the first number is 900 and 900. So we cannot compare the hundreds, right? Let's look at the tens. This was a 40, right? 940 something. Similarly, 940 something, right? So now we look at the units or the ones. The ones is 8 and the ones is 9. So we compare the ones. So which value would be greater? Yes. Okay. No, Ethan, sign error. You wrote 940. What you are writing is, you are writing this 948 is greater than 949. Yes. Good. The correction done would be 948 is less than 949, right? So we can put a less than sign over here. Okay. I know it's just a typing error, right? Yes. Thank you, May. Thank you, Ethan. Okay. It's okay. Yes, I know. That's exactly what I said. It was just a typing error, right? Moving ahead to question number 14. And question number 14 says, which number is a greater number? And the numbers given are 237 and 277. Okay. So here we can see that they both are in 200s, right? So they both have 2 at the beginning, hundreds position. Hundreds digits is 2 for either of them. So we cannot differentiate. Then we look at the tens. The tens was a 3. That means 230 something, right? 237. And this was 277, right? So which would be greater? We would say, since that is, yes, thank you, Ethan. Okay. Okay. So the statement would be 237 is less than 277, right? So we simply put a less than sign. The less than sign means the closed end would be towards a smaller number. Yes, May. You gave the other statement. You said 277 is greater than 237, right? That's good. Moving ahead to the next question. The question would says, the question number 15 says, let me just put this in a box so that we can differentiate. Okay. The question number 15 says 588 and 736. So what we can see over here is the first number we have to see is okay, can I have the answer? Nate? Nate, can I have the answer? See, if it's a 3-digit number, Nate, if it's a 3-digit number, we first need to compare the hundreds, right? So hundreds was a 5 over here and hundreds is a 7 over here. So which is greater? Which value of 100? Yes, thank you, Ethan. Thank you, Lego Boy. That 736 is greater. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you, May. Thank you, Inspiration. Okay, so simply we say that this is greater, right? Or if I would write it the other way, if I would write 736 first and 588 later, then my sign would flip. Simply this. But both of these statements are true. Okay. Both of these statements would be true because 5 in this statement, 588 is less than 736, and this statement 736 is greater than 588. Okay, they both are true statements. Moving ahead to the next question. Okay, I'm thinking of making some difficult questions. Okay, let's try to make some questions a bit difficult. If I would say 15, I cannot make difficult. It's very simple, right? We know they both are 2-digit numbers. Agreed? And once we have 2-digit numbers, we can compare the tens and the ones. We know that they both have the same tens. So we compare the ones position. So which value of ones is greater? 5 or 3? Yes, thank you. We would simply put this as greater, or if you want to write the reverse, we say 13 is less than 15, right? So we would try, Rebecca, mind, okay? So what we would do is, we would stop writing the words, use of words, right? Okay. We would stop using the statements 588 is less than, okay? If you have an elder sibling, you simply say elder. That means you have an elder sibling. Your sibling is more in age than you, right? And it also means you're younger, right? So we would start, rather than giving the statements, we will start using greater and less than signs, right? Okay. Moving ahead to the next question. The next question says, which sign makes the statement true? And the question number 17, it says 457 and 458. Okay, if these two are given to us. So which number would be greater? Since it's a 3-digit number, we look at the hundreds first. The hundreds is same. Then we look at the tens. The tens are same. That means the tens are equal. We cannot compare the tens. When we compare the ones or the units, which is greater? We can say, yes, thank you, Ethan. We would say 457 is less than 458, or we can say 458 is greater than 457, vice versa, right? Okay, the next question, question number 18. Sorry. Question number 18 says, okay, the numbers given are 862 and 962. If the values given are these two, we need to compare them, right? if it's a 3-digit number, we always start off with the hundreds position, right? And since in the previous case the hundred position was same, right? So we could not compare. The tens was same, so we could not compare. Therefore, we compared the units position. But in question number 18, what we can say is 8 and 9 on the hundreds position are not equal. Sorry. Sorry. Yes, Ethan, thank you. So we can say 862 is less than 962, or we can say 962 is greater than 862, right? By how much it's greater, we're not worried right now. We just want to see whether it's greater or not. Okay. The next question we have is question number 19. Let's see. Okay, the numbers given are 342 and 324. Okay, we can see the same digits, right? But we know that this is 3 digits, so that means we compare the hundreds first, and we can say the values for the hundreds are the same, so we cannot compare the hundreds, right? Once we are done with the hundreds, we move on to the tens. Okay. Yes, thank you, Ethan. Rebecca, what should be the answer? If we cannot compare, thank you, Ethan. If we cannot compare the hundreds, we compare the tens, right? So which value is greater, 4 or 2? Rebecca, which value is greater? Is 4 greater or 2 greater? Thank you, Ethan. 4 is greater, therefore we write 4 over here. Or yes, May. We can also write 324 is less than 342. Either of these statements would be correct, right? Hi, peace. We are doing greater than and less than today. Okay. Okay. Let's see if we have a better question. Okay. Just one more, then we'll do the test. Which signs make it the okay? This is our question number 20, and the value given is 899 and 899. So which number is greater? When we compare the hundreds, both the hundreds are same, right? When we compare the tens, both the tens are same. And when we compare the ones, both the ones are same. So we can say that they both are equal. Agreed? Yes, Ethan. Thank you. Okay. Let's see who else is there. Peace, what would be the answer? Thank you, May. Okay. Thank you, Ligabot. Thank you, Nate. They would be equal, right? Okay, let's move ahead and let's see what we can do in the test. Let's see how many questions are there. Let's begin with the test. I'll put in a heading for the test so that we know where the test begins. The question 1 for the test says, okay, just a moment. Question 1 from the test says, which sign makes the statement true? And the values given were, okay, these are the 3 signs given to us. Okay, this is our question number 1 for the test. So this sign should be replaced by which of these? Equal to, less than, or greater than? Which is greater? 862 is greater than 962? Rebecca, which is greater? When we say 862 and 962, because they are 3-digit numbers, we only need to compare. Thank you. Thank you, Ethan. Thank you, May. Okay. Because this is less than, right? 862 is less than. Yes, that is option number B. Okay. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you, Nate. Okay. Moving ahead to the next question. The next question says, sorry, let me just copy this. And the question number 2 says, which sign makes the statement true? For question number 2. And in question number 2, the numbers given are 539 and 539. This is option A, B, and C. We need to find this sign. So can we say that the hundreds is same, the tens is same, right? And what about the units? Right? If both the 3 digits number have the same hundreds, tens and unit, right? Then it should be okay. Thank you, Ethan. It should be is equals to, because all the values were same. Moving ahead to the next question in this topic, in this test. Okay, let's see what they have for us in question number 3. This is our question number 3. Okay. They were equal. So the question number 3 says 855 and 955. This is our question number 3. And the options are less than, option B is equals, and option C is greater, right? So what should be the correct answer? Sorry for that. And can I have the answer? Which number is greater? 855 and 955, right? Yes, thank you. Because we can see that the latter part, that is 55 and 55, they're perfectly equal. So we compare the hundreds, right? Option C. Thank you. No, May, you're right. 855 is less than. Ethan, let's compare. In this statement, May's answer is option A. May is saying that 855 is less than 955, right? Do we agree? Thank you, May. Yes, option A is the correct. Option C is not correct. So option C was incorrect, right? If we would swap the places, then option C is correct. If we would write this as 955 is greater than 855, but this was not the given question. The given question was this. So we need to find as per the given question, okay? Thank you. Okay, moving ahead with the next. Question number 4 from the test says, let me just copy this. If this is our question number 4. Just a moment, please. The next question says 114 and 116. We need to find which number is either greater or which number is either smaller. But the given options were, let's suppose this is greater, this is B is equal, and C is less than. We need to find this sign. What should be the sign for question number 4? We can see that the hundreds and the tens is exactly same. So can we compare the units? Which unit value is greater? Ethan, what should be the answer? May? Nate? Precious? What should be the answer? Yes, it should be equal to. What with 116? Option A, B, or C? Yes, 116 is greater, but which sign would we use? Yes, thank you. We would say, thank you, May. We would say 114 is less than, right? Last question. Let's just do this. One more. Okay. Which is the true statement? For question number 5 for the test. This is just the last. Okay. B and C. So which number was greater? 980. So we can see this two are same. That we have to compare the ones. Yes, thank you, Nate. Thank you, Ethan. So for the last question, it says 986 is less than or greater than or equal to 985. Because 9 and 8, hundreds and tens is same, right? So we compare the ones position only. So which number is greater? Yes. Thank you. That means option number 86, right, is greater. That means option C is the correct answer. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Please try to complete the remaining questions. Okay. Thank you so much.